Imagine waking up one morning, everything seems normal, but there's this nagging feeling in the pit of your stomach that something isn't right. You brush it off, convinced it's just another day in the grind, but as you sip your coffee, the thought lingers, and it hits you with a rush so powerful it sends shivers down your spine. Could layoffs be looming on the horizon? You start to notice whispers in the hallways, the tense expressions on your coworkers' faces, your boss suddenly having secretive meetings. It's like you've stumbled onto a path that you can't turn back from, and every fiber of your being is screaming at you to pay attention. And this is not just paranoia. You see, little signs create a pattern, and if you're tuned in, you can pick them up. The hours of anxious waiting for updates, the sleepless nights wondering if you might be next. It's a type of dread that wraps around your heart, squeezing it just a little tighter each day. But hold that thought because there's hope. You're not a sitting duck waiting for the sky to fall. You have more power than you realize, and it starts with understanding what these signs mean. First, let's talk about communication, or rather, the lack of it. When leaders go mum, retreating into their offices, engaging in sudden bursts of hushed conversations, it's an alarm bell. If they're avoiding eye contact, that's a read flag waving right in front of you. Your workspace, once vibrant and filled with lively chatter, now feels like a silent storm brewing. This eerie calmness is deafening, and rightly so because it speaks volumes. It's like you're left suspended in a bubble, with time slowing down as uncertainty hangs thick in the air. Perhaps there are sudden budget cuts, perks disappearing overnight, projects being canceled or postponed indefinitely. It's these little chips in the armor. Your company suddenly takes a magnifying glass to expenses, scrutinizing every penny. When budgets become a hot topic, you wonder why resources are being squeezed so tightly. You start asking yourself, is this temporary, or is it a sign of something deeper, something structural? You've got to keep your eyes open wide because this is the moment many miss until it's too late. Now, here's a biggie, the restructuring rumors. You hear it in the corridors. Maybe a trusted colleague hints at it over a hurried lunch. It feels like a gust of wind sweeping through, cold and relentless. Restructuring is a word that's meant to sound strategic, but feels like a looming shadow. It can send a ripple of dread through the office. But listen, while restructuring suggests change, it doesn't necessarily mean the end. It's what you do with this knowledge that can change your entire fate. Be vigilant, be prepared, and never stop listening. But what's truly heart-stopping is seeing colleagues being let go, especially if it's happening unexpectedly. It's like watching a domino line fall, each piece toppling faster than the last. It's as if every farewell chip away at the ground beneath your feet. Each goodbye shared with a forced smile, the quiet packing up of desks, a flicker of a tear in someone's eye as they leave. These are moments that tighten your chest with fear for your own future. Now, let's flip the script. You know the signs, you're informed. You've felt that panic, that feeling of not knowing what comes next. But here's the most crucial part. Action over anxiety. You're not just a pawn in a game. You can turn this around. You can write your own story from here on out. It begins with focusing on your strengths. What unique skills do you bring to the table that nobody else does? Remind yourself of these because they are your shield against the uncertainty. Let them be a source of confidence and courage to face whatever comes your way. Networking is your lifeline. Think about those connections you've made over the years. It's time to rekindle those relationships. People are more willing to help than you think, and reaching out, sharing experiences can lead to new opportunities you never even imagined. Sometimes, just asking the right questions can unlock doors you never knew existed. Don't isolate yourself. Remember, you are not alone in this struggle. The human connection, solidarity with your peers, can turn this fear into a force of resilience. And here's something radical. Embrace change, don't fear it. Look at this as an opportunity rather than a setback. To grow, to expand your horizon, to chart paths unknown. It may sound cliche, but sometimes it's the push you need to pursue that dream you've shelved away. Now's the time to revisit it. Update that resume, make it shine. Let it sing stories of your achievements. Your resume is your billboard. It should communicate not only where you've been, but where you're heading. Make it tell your story in the way you want it to be heard. This is your moment to shape the narrative. Take charge, expand your skill set. Online courses, certifications. The resources today are limitless. Upskilling can often be the beacon that sets you apart in the crowded market. It's a game changer, a tool that empowers you, gives you the leverage you need to navigate uncertain waters. It equips you to say, I'm ready for what comes next. The signs of layoffs, they're harrowing, they're unsettling, but they're not the full stop. This is the semicolon. It's where you can pause and decide what happens next. It's a pivot, not a plunge. Stand tall, remember your worth, and know that though the storm seems fierce, it's the rain that helps flowers bloom. Take a deep breath. Feel that fear, but don't let it paralyze you. Use it as fuel to drive forward. You have the information, the insights, and the power to act. Today, as you stand on the precipice, remember, it's not just about surviving the wave. It's about learning to ride it and emerge stronger. Stay informed, stay connected, and most importantly, believe in yourself. This isn't the end of your story. It's just the beginning of a new chapter.